Auburn entering week 9 of the college football season, headed to Oxford this weekend. And up for discussion right now is Auburn perhaps the dark horse to win the SEC West? And for that, I bring in Wes Sinor on the plains right now joining me. And Auburn, a big turnaround for them. They started out 1-2 this season, now 5-2. They weren't ranked, now they're 15th. What is the biggest difference you're seeing in this Auburn team since maybe week 3 till week 9?
I mean, the offense, it's just pretty much a night and day difference, I think. Through those first 3 weeks, Auburn ranked dead last in negative plays offensively in the country, and now they're number 1 in the month of October with just 7 negative plays. It's really incredible what they've been able to do. I think that Auburn's offense has found its identity, and it's really hitting its groove with the running game. This is the number 3 rushing team in the country right now, and it's just crazy to think that this was possible when they lost 3 running backs in the offseason. Kerryon Johnson's hurt, and Leak Miller's hurt. But they've just managed to kind of plug and play whoever is available and have had success. I think a lot of the credit obviously goes to the offensive line. There's kind of been some shakeups there with Xavier Dampier being injured. But they've managed to reshuffle it a little bit by moving Austin Golson back over to center and Darius James at tackle. So. And honestly, with Sean White, his pass attempts are decreasing every week, but Auburn hasn't had to throw the ball. I mean, it's not until somebody is able to stop the running game will Sean White really have to air it out. And over the last few weeks, it just hasn't happened, especially in those games against Mississippi State and Arkansas, which were just blowouts.
Now, when we look at the rest of the season and the schedule for Auburn, at the beginning of the year, it seemed like there were going to be a lot of stumbling blocks for this Auburn team. And now, as we're in week 9 of the season, really the biggest stumbling block or roadblock I see is Alabama. Would you agree with that? I
would say so. I think that Auburn's probably going to be favored to win the rest of their games if they keep up this pace leading up until that Iron Bowl. They go to Ole Miss this weekend. That's a 3-4 team, but they're really not taking the Rebels lightly. Ole Miss has obviously got a really good defense, and they've been able to score a lot of points even in their losses. So it'll be a tough game, but I think Auburn should be able to pull this game out if they keep that momentum that they've had over the last few weeks. And then, they got Vanderbilt at home, and then they have to go to Georgia. And neither one of those teams has looked particularly impressive, I don't think. So, yeah, I think that Auburn right now is kind of, if they keep this momentum and keep winning, then they should be in pretty good shape when the Iron Bowl comes.
Now, Texas A&M handed Auburn their 2nd loss of the season. Of course, Auburn, if they want to win the SEC West, is going to need some help. They're going to need the Aggies to lose. Looking at their schedule, what's the landscape for the Aggies in terms of their push to get to the SEC championship?
Well, I mean, the simplest way for Auburn to win the West would be for A&M to lose another game and then for Auburn to win out, including a win over Alabama in the Iron Bowl, which would obviously be very difficult given the way that Alabama's playing right now and the fact that game is going to be in Tuscaloosa this year. But like you said, Texas A&M has got a few challenges up ahead. They've got to play Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and then LSU to close out the season. I think LSU is probably the one that you're looking at is probably the most likely team that could defeat Texas A&M at the end of the year. But you never know in the SEC West. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But right now, I think Auburn's just they're just trying to take it game by game. But it is really pretty remarkable how this team has turned around so quickly from a 1-2 start in week 3, where people were talking about Gus Malzahn's hot seat, and now it's they're really like you said, they're number 15 in the country, and things are really looking up here.
All right, Wes, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. We will see you in Oxford for a 6:15 kickoff.